What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We are back with Pacific Drive, and I figured out how not to hear myself in my ears while I record in Premiere. Oh, this is so much nicer. I hate that, man. I hate hearing myself in my own ear when I'm recording, especially when it's on a delay, so it really throws me off. So we got a nice little double run for you guys in this video. We're going to be doing this quick little little supply run, and then we're going to be making progress on the map in the next one. And I totally forgot to put the parking brake on. Excuse me. Oh yeah, and that thing landed on the car. I saw it pop out of the trunk and just had to do a double take. Oh boy. So how y'all doing? This is kind of my ramble series. This is also me testing a new capture card that I picked up. I picked up like a $30 capture card because I wasn't sure if I was having problems with Adobe or not Adobe. I wasn't sure if I was having problems with OBS or my other capture card. But for the most part, this one works fine. It froze up on me the first time I attempted to do this video, but then I turned off the preview on OBS, and then it worked perfectly fine. And I recorded for about an hour straight, so I think we're good. And unlike my other capture card, when I had problems, I hit the deactivate command on OBS, and nothing would happen. You know, it would just full-on freeze. This one, when it froze, I deactivated and reactivated, and boom, it fixed. So, I'm guessing it was a problem with my capture card. So what we're doing here, just doing the usual check on the vehicle, grabbing any scrap metal and whatnot that we can, and Jesus Christ, it is dark in this game when it is dark. Excuse me again, shit. Not coughing all day, and of course, once I turn on the microphone. Again, if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of speaking in the past tense here. It's because I am not doing this commentary live. I'm doing this commentary here in Premiere. I'm trying this new way of doing my videos, where I can just kind of sit down and do in just game and hit record, and then I come in and I do the commentary in post. Still, yeah, I personally really like it. It just because when I game, I like to kind of just get into a headspace and just kind of just play, and I play, and I listen to podcasts. I've been listening to court trials recently. The Karen Read trial has been super interesting to me. I'll listen to news. I'll listen to a lot of stuff, kind of on my phone. Today I'm kind of running through test questions for, I have a certification exam tomorrow. My second attempt at a certification exam tomorrow. God damn it, I've only passed one certification exam that I have taken, and I have probably taken 4 or 5. I am a shite test taker. Like, I'm not even missing them by that much. I'm missing by maybe 10, 20 points. It's a big pain in the ass. We'll figure out why the radio keeps turning on a little later. It's one of the anomalies with the car. But yeah, man, I'm just having problems with my certification exams. For anybody who knows this space, I passed my first attempt at the A+ exam, and or the first A+ core exam. There's 2 exams for the A+ exam, for the A+ certification. There we go. So I passed my first one with the exact score I needed. I failed the second one. I took a second attempt at that one, failed it. I wasn't super far off on my second attempt, but I still failed, and I feel like a piece of shit. And I just recently took my Security Plus exam and missed it by about 20 points. And again, I feel like a piece of shit. And it was like, geez, I understand this stuff, but again, just sitting down and testing and everything, I get inside my own head. I get nervous. I'm awful at it. Like, I'm one of those guys. Like, I can ace the classwork and still do terribly on the final exam for the class. Like, I'm just fucking terrible at it. So, I'm running through test prep questions while I'm gaming. Just in my ear, I've got I got a headphone in, and I'm listening to, I think Professor Messer is who I'm using. Just listening to his, trying to think what he calls, his test prep, streams or whatever. So that's what's going on with me. I'm just losing my mind slowly. What else is new? Oh, something I was talking about in the last video. I was talking about how just the decision by Ubisoft for making Yasuke the main character in Assassin's Creed Shadow. I'm like, God damn it! Why are they doing this? Just they had to have known that they'd be causing problems, and I guess I was a little. I'm trying to think how to phrase this. I didn't know the length of which they were willing to go to piss people off, because apparently, and I've not super followed the game, because as soon as I saw the marketing for the original trailer, I'm like, okay, I have no interest in this game. I am not following the marketing. I haven't really been following marketing for many things at all. I've just been super busy in my personal life, but that's, again, a different conversation to be had. But I saw the opening trailer for the game, and I'm like, I just don't give a shit. So I didn't even look further into it, but apparently, I've been seeing tons of videos from a whole bunch of people, so apparently they're going to try and make him gay as well. And I'm like, oh my God, Ubisoft. I swear, I've used this line before to describe something else, and I can't remember what it was, but I believe it was, Jesus Christ, Ubisoft, you are speed running, pissing people off. I don't get how they thought this was going to work. Well, okay, no, I understand how they thought it was going to work, because they were going to put it out and call everyone who didn't agree with them a bigot, a phobe, whatever. That's the typical way of doing this. If you're wondering what the hell I'm doing in game now, I know I'm ranting about random stuff, but this game is more just kind of chill and whatnot. We're heading out into the woods looking for, like I said, this is just a generic supply run. Nothing really interesting happened here in this first one. It was just super dark and I got lost. So I'm kind of running around out here in the woods trying to figure out where the hell I am, where the buildings I thought were going to be. Like, there's no buildings in this one either. It's really, this little first run is pretty empty. But yeah, as I was saying, I thought Ubisoft was really trying to they're speedrunning, pissing people off, man. I just don't get it. I really, really don't get it. I mean, and they had a slam dunk on their hands, because all you had to do was just make a game about ninjas in the Sengoku Jidai and put the assassins and templars and everything in it, and you would have been fine. That's all you needed. But instead, you gotta throw in all this modern day. It's a more nuanced way to look at history. I'm like, oh, shut up. Like you're trying to piss people off. It really frustrates me, man. Especially, again, I always say this as a former massive fan of Ubisoft and massive fan of Assassin's Creed. It hurts me. Well, I got some notification like, hey, people you follow on Twitter posted this. I think it was Colin Moriarty. I think they were talking on their on their show about the new Hellblade, which I'm actually really excited to play when I get some time. Which again, it's gonna still be a couple weeks from now till we pick that game up, just because. Again, just I want to try and finish some other stuff that I've already started, mixed with next week I'm traveling for a conference and my little sister's wedding and stuff, so I'm busy right now. But I was listening to him talk about Hellblade, and I think he made a really good point about it, which is, geez, you know, what the hell, Microsoft, like and he kind of said something that I've, in a more concise way of saying it than I have, but it's a concept that I've been talking about, which is Microsoft, you spend how many, 6-7 figures, I can't remember, no wait, 6 figures wouldn't make sense, I can't remember. See, did I take a screenshot of the tweet? I think I did. Here it is. Microsoft buys a studio for 9 figures. There we go. And 6 years later, they come out with a beautiful 5-hour game that scores identically to the original. As he says, why buy the cow? I think he may. That's exactly correct. That's been my problem with Microsoft for the last couple of years, and it's why I keep having issues with Phil Spencer. This whole, it's the future of gaming, man, is getting away from consoles, and we're going to go to streaming, and we're going to, so he's buying all these studios, I'm assuming, so he won't have to pay out licensing deals. But then what? And people think, these companies then are going to have so much more money and backing to them. Microsoft buys, what was the studio that made, oh crap, it was a small studio. Hellblade was their first game. I can't remember the name of the studio off the top of my head. But, they spend 9 figures to buy the studio. And then they do nothing to then just make one game, which, again, not trying to say it's bad. From, like he said, it scores what the original did. And if it's anywhere near the quality of the first game, hey, man, that's awesome. Because the first game was awesome. But what the hell are you doing? You spend all this money and you're not getting anywhere near the return. Microsoft keeps buying all these studios. Well, what are you doing with them? What, isn't there something right now that Microsoft's trying to buy? I've heard word that Microsoft's trying to buy Valve. Or there's a rumor or something. I don't see it happening. But who knows? I've been wrong in the past. And just so somebody doesn't accuse me for being a Sony fan, bro, even though I am on the Sony side right now in terms of gaming. But just so somebody doesn't accuse me of being biased, Sony's been doing some pretty shitty things too. I think the biggest thing that they did recently that kind of got people PO'd was the. What were they doing with Helldivers? What exactly was the problem? They tried to make the game that you had to connect to PSN. You had to connect to a PSN account to play Helldivers, even on PC, which was, causing a lot of problems. And then people, kind of rightfully throw a fit about it. And then they decided, okay, we're not gonna make you do it. We're not going to make you have to sign into a PSN account. God damn it, man. In this run, usually I find canned food or something to keep me alive. Not in this one, man. I could not find any health. I couldn't find really anything good in this loot run. The next one's a lot cooler, in my opinion, but we'll get into that when we get into it. But yeah, like I was saying, it was a dick move by Sony. They pulled back when they got a lot of backlash on it. And then, if you watch Pirate Software, Thor, I think he made a really good point, because he looked into he looked into things a little further, and oh, well, okay, Sony pulled back on their whole you have to be connected on a PSN account. Okay, well, people were like, oh, great, we won. You really didn't win. What you did was, or what they did was, they removed access, I believe, in multiple countries where go to Pirate Software. He broke it down in a really concise short. I'm trying to remember exactly what they did, but I believe they removed access to the game in territories where you can't have a PSN account or something like that. So there you go. Sony's doing shitty things too. I at least understand why Sony's doing that. It's corporate greed, and it's one of those where I think you're corporate. Where usually I'm not going to sit here and say corporate greed is quote unquote bad, because I understand it. Companies are there to make money, and I think the best way to do that is by producing a fun product for us gamers to enjoy. But at the same time, I think sometimes in the sake of, oh, well, it's all about what the customer wants. Well, at some point, the company's got to do certain things to make money, and I understand that, and I respect it.
What's this? Are you learning a thing or two? My dear newbie.
Oh, shut up, Bobby.
Yet.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of the whole situation there. I think it's one of those that they overstepped. So let's see here. We're looking to diagnose a particular problem. I believe the one that we're looking for right now is to, or I'm trying to remember here, is what toggles my interior light. And I believe it's when I close my hood. There it is. So when the hood is closed... No, closed. There you go, me. The dome light switches on. I think I might get this one wrong. Toggles. Here the damn thing is. There we go. The UI is fighting me. I never have it on, so, you know, it's either it switches on or it toggles. Excuse me. That one was, I was just choking. Okay, so then we have a third diagnostic, which we know is connected to the car. I think, yeah, I get a hint on this one. So when the car moves downhill, I believe it's the wipers, yes. And I think I say the wipers originally say switch on. This one's just a little bit of trial and error. I believe it's they get stuck. Or do they move too fast? No, I was right, they get stuck. Okay. So there we go. We know we need we need 2 mechanics kits and 2 electricians kits. I'm just kind of doing a spot check on the car, making sure, seeing how much repairing I gotta do. You know, this is kind of a note to self. I gotta make sure the next video I do, make sure the frame rate isn't... Because, I mean, this game's frame rate is a little dippy, in my opinion, but... right here I'm looking for where in the menu mechanics kits and electricians kits and everything are, which we don't have anymore. Or we don't have access to electricians kits yet. So come in here. fix the dome light issue. I love that. I love that little effect when you're fixing something. So now, you can't, if you need 2 kits or whatever, you can't just use one and come back later with the other one. So I need an electrician's kit, which means I have to come in here to, if I remember correctly, oh, I just toggled over it. Of course I toggled over it. So essentially here I'm just kind of flipping through everything, trying to find it, not realizing at the top screen, sorry, it's a little compressed here on Adobe. I think it's press R1 and you can see all the available things that you can craft. There you go. I can buy, or I can craft side floodlights for the car now. They can go on those side racks. I was looking at what I have to scan to be able to get those doors. Again, the side fuel tank is something that you can hook up to the side rack on the vehicle. And it's cool because you don't have to move fuel from that tank to the car. It just basically gives you a larger fuel tank. And again, I'm going to keep stumbling around trying to find stuff. Yeah, the roof rack, which we'll get a little later. Spoilers. Oh my god, dude, hit R1. There you go, buddy. Oh god, you're just sitting there yelling at past me. And now I can fix this problem. I can fix that problem as well. And we have one more that I don't figure out until the next... Well, I don't kind of figure out until the next run. Alright, and speaking of that run, right now, I'm going to start fixing up the car and whatnot, moving supplies from one end to the other, and all that stuff. So this is just the boring, what's the term? The boring prep work for the next run. So I'll make a cut here. And we'll pick up when things get interesting again. Alright, so here we are picking out our next routes. So I'm going to head up to this, one of these question marks. There it is. Nope, nope, come on. There you go, buddy. So that means we got to make a stop off at either G8 or E7 before we... Excuse me. Before we get to where we're going. Oh, I now I remember. Yeah, ever since I think really early game, I have been super anal about making sure my battery is as charged as I can get it. Because I think I left it on when I was testing for the anomalies with the car. So I was like, let's just make sure my battery is fully charged. Which actually I have some battery issues. in the second area, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So both are about the same, so it looks like I head to E7 first. I think it was the perpetual stability that really made me want to keep... It really made me want to go to that one. You know, real quick, I really hate how this game auto-saves. If anybody's wondering, well, AJ, what the hell do you mean by you hate how this game auto-saves? This game does its autosave through, it saves on, it doesn't have like a separate autosave slot. So say that I'm saving on slot 2, because, you know, I usually run multiple save slots so I can kind of alternate, and just in the event the video ever gets screwed up, I can go back in time and try it again. But this game doesn't work that way. So say I'm on slot, I think this one I was on slot 2. So I load in on slot 2, and then the autosave goes over slot 2. It doesn't go onto its own separate autosave slot. It doesn't, it autosaves over the save slot. I do not like that way of doing things. It's very frustrating. Really, that is about my one kind of like true complaint about this game, is how it autosaves. I think that's the only thing I really don't like. Other than that, this game is weirdly relaxing. I was thinking about breaking down the piece of this car, but nah. I just decided, ooh, double flare, not bad. So I just decided, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna pop open the trunks and see what we get. Did I open the trunk of that? Huh, I ran right past the car and didn't open the trunk. That was dumb. For these, I need to use my impact hammer. Come on. There you go. Drop that in there so I got some lights. I don't think there's anything in here that's particularly good. Extra crowbar, not bad. Or pry bar, whatever the hell you want to call them. Bust down these receivers, get some electronic parts. I realize after everything's done, you know, when I was finishing up this, just doing the work after I finished recording here, and I was doing repairs to the car, I'm out of chemicals, so I really need to focus on getting some of those. Need to focus on getting some chemicals in the next run. So again, more flares, not bad. And if the question is, well, AJ, why more chemicals? Because chemicals are used to craft the repair putty. This map also has a whole bunch of those pneumatic tubes, which are really nice. Just you end up with just getting some really random stuff out of those. Nothing else in this little thing. Oh, no, okay. I guess we can break down the phone. Nah, that works. God damn it, my dad's out grilling brats. Ah, it smells delicious. Might go make some myself later. Cosmetics, some stuff for the fax machine. There we go. That one took me longer than it should have to come up with the word fax machine. Yeah, this is one of those where this is one of those sectors where there's no road. It's all pretty much just off-road driving, which is really fun in the dark. So you're basically just driving through the dark woods. ahead, dump all this into the back of the car. And there that pops on. So I know it got something to do with something the car does that's going to turn on my radio. That's that extra anomaly that we need to work on. I'm trying to remember exactly off the top of my head what the anomaly did. It's not going downhill. I think it has something to do with, I think, switching direction that the car was going. We'll solve it after this run, and there the car goes because I didn't put the brake on. I'm so glad I don't do that in real life. Just get out of the vehicle. The number of times I'm like, am I on flat ground? Yeah, I'm fine. I come back out like 5 minutes later, and after getting a Slurpee. Where the fuck's my car? Or maybe that problem would be because, you know, it's just maybe, hey, make sure you lock your car, damn it. Paints out of the pneumatic tube. Again, man, those new pneumatic tubes are really cool. But something that you don't see a lot of in this game that's really useful to find are box trucks. I've seen other people find them. I found one or two, but they're very uncommon. I also kind of look at this series and look at other people. I think like other people have finished this game in like 12 parts. And here I am in part 10, just dinking around. I don't know, I like to slow play these kind of games. This is me personally, but... Another pneumatic tube with more things for the fax machine, and that's where my car went. At least that building stopped it. And again, you hear my radio's on. And I think at this point, that's what made me think it was going downhill. That turned my radio on, because it slid downhill. And right there, and I think that's when I noticed it. It's when I swapped direction, and now when I'm gonna go forward, it was something weirdly specific. We'll see what it is when we get back to the spot, but I'm trying to go downhill and do things. I'm trying to do different variations of backing up, doing this, that, the other thing, just trying to see what turns my radio on. Because I play with the radio off for copyright reasons. And there it goes again. And there it did when I flipped from forward to reverse. So I'm thinking that's what it was. At least at this point in the game, when I was playing, it's got to be when I toggle from forward to reverse. Or no, because I mean you can accelerate backwards. there's going to be a shitload of those energy things in the next zone that we go to. Okay, hop out again. Check the woods for any, Really, I'm checking the woods for any place I can loot, but I'm not seeing much. I think my map said there were a couple more buildings, but really this is the only one that I was truly interested in. I just love that little whap whap. Thinking, oh yeah, I can open that. I think there's some of those UFOs coming up behind us. This building ends up kind of being a bit of a letdown. Snap the lab computer, get some scrap metal, copper. Simple stuff, some fabrics. Yeah, not much. Not much of note there. Thought I walked in its zone. Pop everything in the trunk, and I think at this point it was time to head to the... Oh, so why'd I get out? See, and again, I went from reverse, and as soon as I went to accelerate forward, it flips on. So that was... I'm slightly off, I think. But at this point, that's what I was thinking the problem with the car was. No, I mean, that's something that I think is really cool that this game did, that it threw in these little... when you do this happens with the vehicle, and some of them are obnoxious, and some of them are downright, like, detrimental to the way the game plays. You know, like you can drain the battery, or something like that. I don't know, I feel like more games should do that. It's one of my favorite things in something like PC Building Simulator, where it's, you get a job, it's like, hey, just diagnose the problem. So you just sit and troubleshoot the computer, and I really like that kind of stuff. Which I gotta say, I love PC Building Simulator, and I love, I picked up PC Building Simulator 2 on Epic, and really like that as well. I didn't even know they made a sequel, but I have a ridiculous amount of fun with the sequel. Alright, so yeah, we're making our way up to the objective that was part of this second run, was getting up to that objective marker further up north. Or I think it's in the second sector, or whatever the hell of... Or grid, or whatever. Zone, that's what they're called. There we go. Took me a sec, I could not come up with it. So you see here the junction conditions, turncoat and battery sapping. The battery sapping sucks, because my battery gets pretty low at the end of this, but just wait till you see what turncoat is. It's pretty funny. think our first stop is going to be up here and to the right. We're going to head up into this little farm, do some looting. The little loot goblin that I am. I don't think we can get into this building. No. Yeah, I think all the stuff around here is all See, so originally I thought turncoat meant, oh, okay, it's just gonna flip its lights on and it's gonna. So yeah, it's just flipping its lights on. It's honking at me. Essentially, it makes the car a little more sentient. You'll see to what degree later on. But for now, it's just simple looting. The weather could be better. See, I don't know what this thing up there that's popping up. You know, because I have no idea how we're supposed to help that guy. Or if we even can, if it's just generic radio chatter. Checking over here to see if there's anything more than just that floodlight. Doesn't look like it. Sorry for hearing my old man hanging out in the hallway, walking around coughing, banging into shit. I guess that's where I get my whole I cannot do anything subtly. God damn it. Somebody's going to think by listening to me that I hate my dad. I couldn't be further from the truth. I think he's a great guy. And I swear he could have I swear he just heard me say that and then just walks out of the next room and just goes, "Oh yeah, you think that?" Bangs and shuts the door. You guys probably hear none of this. I don't know. So isn't that great? Well, we're in an area that our battery is going to drain faster. The car just keeps turning on the headlights. Ah, thanks, car. So from here, now we're gonna try and grab some, of those anchors, get some more energy. We've already got plenty to call in the gate. Bit of a hike down here, this one. Did I check that? I think I checked that building first. Yeah. A lot of food on this one. Run into an area with some massive radiation. Grab the anchor, get the hell out. Gotta run through the, get zapped a little. Wait a minute, I didn't leave you like that. That's right, guys. The, as I'm thinking I'm gonna put this in the trunk. The, oh my god. The zone sector condition or whatever. Yes, causes... And I didn't notice that you eat canned food, you get scrap metal. That's kind of... That makes sense. But yes, it makes the car even drive itself, which you will see, again, to a more hilarious degree in a bit here. I just wish it would stop turning on my freaking lights. Again, heading down here, just grabbing some more of those anchors, because they're, like I said, a crap load of them around here. Have a storm coming in, too. Thanks, car. Where's the car? Oh, there it is. I'm glad it keeps plugging up my hood. Oh, hi. Stupid car. I love the name of that. Et2. The name of that trophy. If you're wondering what the hell I'm doing, I dropped my crowbar while I was running down this hill. Just, I don't know, my finger slipped, I hit the button, it dropped it, and I can't find it in all the grass. Now I get to try and put the anchor into the car while it's moving. The annoying bastard hit me. So I can't remember if at this point I decide we're just gonna call the trip or what I do here. Do I grab this anchor? Because I'm not sure if you get more energy because the little meter's full. I think you continue. It's still, yeah, the counter still goes. It just shows that, hey, you know, it's above the meter, essentially. Set that. And now it's just a simple drive, well, simple quote-unquote drive back to the marker. We'll head back to the garage, get everything fixed, and get ready for the next one. You know, I'm kind of sitting around trying to think what I want to do on Monday, because I mentioned this earlier in the video. I've got I'm going to a conference down in Dallas. I've been talking about this for a little while. I'm pretty excited. But Monday is check-in day, but really other than just checking into the hotel and getting my credentials for the conference, I'm not doing one of the pre-conference workshops or anything like that. So I'm really just kind of hanging around until the next day when the conference actually starts. So I'm trying to think of like stuff I want to do in Dallas. My brain is telling me, AJ, you know what you're going to do.
That thing you saw was not Bigfoot. Never was. Never will be. Don't let Tobias and Francis fill your head with that nonsense.
My brain is telling me, AJ, you know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to go to the zoo. Because if you don't know this about me, I love the zoo. So here we go. Trying to figure this out. I think I start with the shifter. So when the shifter... Which isn't the right answer because the shifter here doesn't deal with forward and reverse. It deals with park and not park. So I know it has to do with the radio at least. So it's got to be the car. Moves backwards, the radio switches on. Oh, I think I might have used a hint there to figure out that it toggles, but again, I always keep it off, so I know it's... No, it's it's headlights, that's right. It has nothing to do with the car, that's what was throwing me off. When the headlights... And this is one of those kind of weird ones, yeah. When the headlights stay on, the radio toggles. Which is just a really weird thing there, but I need to get a light replacement kit to fix, which I also don't get how that... Well, I guess it's because it has to do with the headlights. Okay, actually, I guess that makes sense. That's just a bulb. Which I do need to make a light replacement kit. And there we go. I think I keep calling these anomalies, but that's the last quirk fixed with the car. And now let's see what we can make. So I think I'm going to move to the roof rack, I think is my first little adventure here. Somehow I missed that I could have connected that there, but... There we go. The seat rack is interesting, but for now we're gonna get another side rack. So these are cool because you can mount tools to the car, you can mount extra storage to the car, what have you. And finally, we're going to go for the roof rack once I get enough steel sheets. There we go. Now we can put things on the roof. And now I'm going to unlock some blueprints for stuff I can put on the roof. Think about some new doors, maybe. So I can put on side storage. Oh yeah, it just shoots that out at you. The lightning rod, I think, goes on the think goes on the roof rack. Which essentially, when you get shocked or zapped by one of those towers, it charges your battery for you. Trunk in a trunk is interesting. Hydro generator. I'm still not sure how exactly that one will work, but maybe when it rains, it'll help your battery, I guess. But I'll pick up the mini turbine. I think that's the one I'm going to try in the next video. And just because we have the energy, might as well pick up the flare gun. And then from there, powered boots, which helps our fall resistance. Seeing that I've not really played with any of this stuff much, I thought, why not? Padded parka, impact resistance again. And I think that's about all we really do for this one, guys. I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching. Social media we found down in the description below. Please remember to like, comment if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more next time. But until then, I'm out.